Hey guys, welcome to the video. I'm Amy and I post 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. EST. I post a lot of 3-day foundation wear tests, makeup first impressions, full face one brand, monthly favorites, things like that. If that sounds like your kind of content, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on mine. In today's video, I'm really excited to share with you this new brand that I've honestly never heard anyone really talk about, called Stasy Alex. I have 3 palettes here. I created 3 looks for you, and there's a lot of swatches and talking and all of that good stuff. So if you would like to see me use this one on my eyes today, then just keep watching. Guys, I am so excited to dig into these because I have been looking at these eyeshadows on Instagram for years. That might be an exaggeration, but for a really long time, and I love their feed so much. I finally got my hands on them. They came all the way from Belarus, which is like right outside of Russia, if you didn't know. But the brand is Stasy Alex, and the lady that runs it is Anastasia Alexandrovich. So Stasy Alex is the brand. I will put links to the Instagrams below because it's a beautiful snapshot of what it freaking looks like. But I have 3 palettes here because I couldn't just pick one, and it was coming all the way from Belarus, so I knew I didn't want to like order one and then have to wait and order another one because it did take like a few weeks to get to me, just because continents and oceans and such. But I have 3 of them here, and let's see. I have already used, this one is called Green Barbet. Look at that. This one is just like a beautiful, neutral, everyday kind of situation with a little bit of glitter. Love it. The next one is called Golden Kinglet. And this one too is a little bit more neutral, but it does have kind of these greeny olive colors matched with these 2, which are kind of like gold pink flips. So this one is like a little bit more intricate, kind of like a medium, if you will, in the amount of smokiness that you can get out of it. So again, this one is Golden Kinglet. But today we are going to be creating a look using the Marina Heron. And this one is a cool toned, smoky, delicious little palette. So we're gonna make a look with this one today. I already have the rest of my face on pretty much besides my lip because it depends on how this look goes. But it does have 2 shimmers here, right like this. One is really vibrant, kind of soft silver, and the other one is kind of like a bronzy taupe situation. So I kind of feel like I want to focus the most of my look in these 3 shades right here. I don't think I want to dip into the blue today. Yeah, no, I don't want to dip into the blue today. I want to do something a little bit more neutral with this. Yeah. So if you want to see me creative, let's get into it. Should I zoom in? Or should I just keep chasing pavements? So I'm going to first go into this lighter purple. The packaging of these does remind me of Natasha Denona's small packages. It is the same like force of clasp and like high grade plastic, but these are way bigger than the $25 ones. These might be as big as her, like I think they're $48. So again, I'm going into that purple with my NYX number 16. And yeah, it's kind of like a mid-tone gray purple, and blend this in. Now that I've got most of the pigment in the crease and kind of pulled down, I'm gonna go to the edge and pull up, since this is the lightest shade that I'll have for my transition. I don't want to dip into anything else for this. That's a really nice gray that isn't too gray, if that makes sense. It has some like richness to it. without it being super like pale cement kind of color and kind of deadening. I think that's lovely. I think it blended really well. I do wish I had like one more shade, but since it's a 5-pan palette, I do prefer that they give us the darker shades, because I could always go in with like just my face powder like and just go to the edge here, you know? I would rather a palette give me actual deepening and rich colors than give me like a pale cream shade, which I will always have just like a powder on hand anyway. So that's that. I think that's really nice. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna take a much smaller brush. But which one? Now I'm gonna take my Refer number 1, which is like a pinched smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the deeper purple shade. This purple shade, the deeper one, looks to be, I'm calling them purple because they look kind of purple to me. And actually they look probably more purple on the screen. But this one definitely has more of a neutrality to it, where it's got a little bit of rosiness, little bit of brown base to it. So I'm excited to see how that appears on my eye. And I am gonna go just the outer corner, tapping that off, lightly tapping. I'm going in real easy with this, just patting the color and tapping it off a lot. Don't want to go too dark too fast. What do you think? I think it's, look at how much that's deepening my crease. Wow. Okay, so I am going to see, when I open my eye, you can't see any of that color. I am gonna like pull it up a little bit. And I'm tapping first to get the kind of shape and placement that I want. Oof. Now you can see it when I relax my eye. Lovely. I need to figure out what shape I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take the NYX 16, just blank, and start to play around with that shape. I have this dead spot in my eye right at the end where color doesn't stay, so I'm gonna try to pack it there. This NYX number 43 into the darker shade that we were just using and go under. I love that the shadows are so dark, but there is no fallout on my face at all. Love, love, love. I think I'm gonna go with the palest shade on my lid. Let's try a dry brush first. Okay, so I'm using this dry brush and going again into the palest shade. Not bad, not bad. I feel like I'm gonna get like kind of fallout from the glitter though, but it's fine. So that is what it would look like with just the brush, like that. And then I'm gonna use my finger. I like that. That's really nice. I think I am gonna take the bronzy shade right in between these shades just to see what happens. Like in here. Oof, look at that. That's such a pretty shade. I love that, like bronzy taupey kind of shade. I do think it is a bit warm for these other shades. These other shades are quite cool, but it kind of gives it a mixed metals kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of a cool look to mix them. I'm going to take this small eyeshadow brush from Sonia Kashuk into the deeper shade just to kind of blend back in. I like the top of my lid. I think the top of my lid looks really cool. I'm going to take this same brush into the lighter shade we used, the transition, and kind of go here. I'm going to take my Sigma E30 into the brightest shade again, go right into my inner corner. I think that's good. I think I might put brown in my waterline maybe. Let's see, what do I've got here? An orange color would look crazy, huh? A yellow, no, a purple. There you go, purple. Let's put purple in the waterline. What do you think? And I'm gonna take a brown into the waterline also, just on the outer. What do we think? I like the brown better. I'm gonna go over it with brown. Yeah, I'm gonna go off camera, finish the other eye, put on mascara and a brow and a lip, and then we will talk about my thoughts about Stasy Alex. So far, so good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've been gone a while, but I'm back now, and I have the other eye done and mascara on and a lip on and everything like that. All right, I'm gonna insert a clip really quickly of the look using the Golden Kinglet palette, and then the look I did using the green Barbet or Barbet palette. So let's talk about my feelings on these palettes and on this brand overall. I really like it. I think that the formula is really, really nice. It's not, gosh, I'm not like gasping over anything in particular, like formula wise. I just think it's a really nice formula. I mean, look at these colors. They're quite deep and pigmented, but there was no fallout at all whatsoever. And I think the metallic is a beautiful, beautiful bright color. The bronzy metallic that I mixed in there is a beautiful, beautiful color. Like, I really, really enjoy these. And I enjoy the other two as well. I'm just talking about this one since I just showed you it. But I think that for me, the highlight of this brand is their color combinations. All of their eyeshadow palettes are in this 5-pan format, and I just think the color combinations that they have are innovative but concise, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So I really, really, really love the color stories that they have. But I'm super excited to learn that the formulas are just as good as the color stories, you know, that they work well, and I'm not disappointed at all by any of these. I'm really happy to have these in my collection. When I was ordering these, I was like, okay, you're ordering all the way from, you know, across the world. Order things that you would wear regularly is kind of what I was going for. I didn't go for, they do have more colorful, more vibrant, more exciting color stories than what I got here, but these were the ones that like excited me in like an everyday kind of way, like something that I could see myself, like I can see myself using this bronze like just all over the lid and then blend it into the crease as an everyday one and done kind of palette or eyeshadow look. And I mean, same for this, like these kind of like grungy greens are like a staple for me, especially in the fall. I just love those colors. And then this one is just like a very balanced, everyday, neutral situation. You have a deep, a medium, a light shade, two different metallic type formulas. There are multiple formulas across these. I think they are really, really nice. And I think you should at least follow them on Instagram. And if you find a color story that you like, I definitely approve. The formula is really nice. The textures are really nice. The packaging is plastic, but it is quite like sturdy. It doesn't feel, you know, like Wet n Wild or anything like that. This pan size is pretty big. Let's see. Yeah, they're 3 grams a piece, which is a pretty nice pan size. I'm looking at on the back, they don't have names for well, they do have names for the colors. Let me explain myself. On the back, they give you the name of the color, which is like 281 LP. It's like a category or whatever. But then they give you the description of the kind of color. So like this one is a Lumi Pearl. This is a matte silk. This one is a luster, matte silk, matte silk. And then we have a Flash Iridescent, which is that kind of duochrome thin situation. This one is Organza, and it is like almost like a satin, I would say, kind of color. Could be used as a matte. This one is a Lame Chameleon, and this one's a matte silk. And then we have matte silk, and Atlas is what they called this one, which is an interesting name. This one is a metallic that has a lot of softness to it. I don't know how to describe that, but like, look at that. Okay, that formula is called Atlas. Matte silk. This one is called Lame, or Lame, maybe? Lame? That would make more sense, because I think that means something in fabric. And then a matte silk. So this shade that they called a Lame, is how I'm going to pronounce it, is like this, but it is like a glitter topper kind of color. And it has like a base to it. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna call it like a topper completely. It has a base to it, but it does have tiny little, a bunch of little glitters. So I don't know. I think that they are amazing. I am really happy that I ordered from them. I'm really happy to see it on my eyes and in action, because their Instagram feed is gorgeous. The website is a little simple, but totally fine. You can definitely, they have it in English, you know, you can choose US or whatever and all of that good stuff. And then they will send you like a notification. You know how when something ships in the US via USPS, it'll let you know when you get the shipping label is printed, like when they at the company print out the shipping label, and then they will tell you once USPS has received it, and then they will tell you once it has shipped, and then they tell you when your local USPS gets it, and then they tell you when it's on the way to your house. Woo! I don't know why I stumbled so hard over that sentence. But this did the same thing, except for it's not in English because it is Belarus. So when I got the tracking and I clicked it, it shows like a regular logistics looking page with a little truck, and you can tell what number is the tracking number. I just couldn't read anything. But thankfully I have a Armenian friend and she helped me out. And she was like, basically this is just telling you here's your tracking. It hasn't left anywhere yet. So it's basically the same thing. And then it told me, it let me know. It gave me another update when it like left, but then I didn't hear about it for a couple weeks or whatever, but I also didn't like check on it, guys. And then I actually think it came via USPS once it got here, if I am not mistaken. I don't remember, but it did take a few weeks to get to me, but I expected that because it's overseas and I didn't pay any kind of like extra fee for expedited shipping or anything like that. But it got here safe and sound, no issues, nothing broke. I'm really surprised, not surprised, but like I'm really happy that the formula of these is like up to par with what I would want. It doesn't have a lot of fallout. The pigmentation is there. The colors are creamy and like blend together very nicely. The color combinations are very unique compared to like what I have in my collection, as well as kind of what I've seen here in the US. So I really like it. I really like this brand, and I would suggest it. If you see a palette that they are selling that calls your name, I would say it's worth it. Okay. I'm not upset at all that I purchased. I'm not upset at all that I purchased these. So, and that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.